Hey there, I'm Kame Turtle, and you are watching Turtle Time. So recently, a fursuit maker by the name of MultiColor Bark put out a fursuit partial on auction to be sold. And while it did start out at a more or less reasonable price, considering everything going on for them, it went and sold for an insane price. Wondering how much that is? Hang tight because we're going to go over it in today's video. As I said earlier, the fursuit maker MultiColor Bark, a popular fursuit maker and practically a brand name within the fandom, put out a partial fursuit on auction to be sold. This included a head, hand paws, and a tail. Now, they started this auction at a grand total of $7,000. But it went on to be sold for something a little bit higher than that. Now, for those of you who say $7,000 is a crazy amount for a fursuit, heck, it's a crazy amount just for a partial, right? But there's a couple factors to keep in mind here. The first being the name of the fursuit maker. MultiColor Bark has been around for a while now, and they put out some of the most popular fursuits out there, and they got the skill to pay the bills. With the carvings they do for the fursuit heads, the shave jobs on the fur, and the sewing. I mean, just look at this guy. This is the fursuit that went on sale. See how much effort they put into it, how smooth everything turned out to be. This thing was so hot that I was receiving fan art before it was even sold. And I don't know how to tell you how rare that would be. So that's another factor that went into the price. All the fan art that people would get when they bought the suit. So they're not only getting the right to the character, they're not only getting the suit, they're also getting fan art on top of that. And normally you would have to pay a fair bit of change for all of that artwork. Another factor why the suit sold for what it did is the fact that it was actually an auction. And if you ever seen shows like Storage Wars, you know people will get into bidding wars with one another. I'm not privy on who offered how much and how many times. Alright, now we're getting into how much this thing actually sold for. Pull up the receipt if you haven't already. This fursuit partial sold for a grand total of $22,600 USD. That is not including shipping. Yes, almost $23,000. Now for the normies who are watching this, that's a decent chunk on a car payment right there. Or maybe a down payment on a house. But hey, the ones who offered to buy it, and the ones who actually did buy it, can spend their money however they want. But if you think this is an average price for a fursuit, oh no, the starting price at $7,000 would be much, much closer. And even then, more on the high end for the average fursuit. And that's why fursuits are a luxury item. You do not need one to be a furry. That is nice to have. Now, why did it sell for $22,600? Part of it is because of the name brand of the maker. MultiColor Bark is a popular maker who does not open for commissions that often. Even pre-made characters are being sold for this much. Well, not this much, but they are still popular. To put it in perspective, for the average consumer, let's say Tesla went up on for sale, and he really wanted one. And normally you can't afford it, but hey, this is your chance to get it. Possibly for a steal. And that helped drive the auction up higher, because people who wanted a MultiColor Bark suit might not be able to get in for those commission slots. So they just go for whatever they can get. Another thing might have been the hype behind it. Like, as I said earlier, there was a lot of fan work being produced for the suit. And as such, each artist who made a piece of fan art helped drive the suit recognition and driving more eyes to it, as well as more interest in the suit itself. Now, when did the suit actually sell? It sold in early September of 2023. So this is not ancient news. And in fact, the price on this fursuit really gives it a popping tag and a place of honor in the top 10 most expensive fursuits out there. Well, correction, the top 10 most known expensive fursuits out there, because there are other fursuits that we don't know actually how much they sold for. Because that's between the maker and the owner of the suit. But if I was to place this specific suit on the top 10 list, this suit would be, number 2 on the list. Right behind the fursuit, Roar Dragon, which sold for $23,500. Now, if you do the math right there, that's $900 short of the most expensive known fursuit out there. And for those of you who don't know what Roar Dragon is, here's a picture of the suit right now. As you can see, this is a highly detailed suit, and quite frankly, a full body suit at that. The fact that a partial fursuit sold for that much and came close to breaking this guy's record is impressive. Should they be sold for more? Maybe, maybe not. Should I go on for that much? Actually, debatable. But hey, it's a big win for MultiColor Bark, and hopefully other furries as well. But hey, if you don't want to buy a fursuit for $20,000 plus, then there are other options available to you. A lot of smaller and newer fursuit makers are coming onto the scene at all times. You just got to dig for them. Will you find a good fursuit maker? Or will you find an epic diamond in the rough on a budget-friendly fursuit? Who knows what you'll do? But hey, it'll be pretty epic in my book. If you want me to talk about more expensive fursuits out there, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. And if you want to see another video about fursuits in the fandom, check out my video on some Skull Dog fursuits, linked in the cards above and comments below. Or you can check out the video on screen right now. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I shall see you all next time. Johnny!